Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Pensacola, Florida, virtually, of course, in Five Flags Motor Speedway. Tonight, this is Sim Racing Media and the Season 36 finale for the Sunday Cup League Racing Series. Once again, this race is at Five Flags. My name is Jonathan Leach. I'll be your host alongside Clinton Woodby for the Sim Racing Media booth. Clinton, Five Flags is an awesome racetrack, and if I recall, we recently had the Snowball Derby, and it was quite popular. And I'm expecting something similar to that kind of racing here at this track. It's going to be close quarters, um, maybe some beating and banging, and it's going to be a real quick, fast shootout. But a lot of fun and a good way to end the finale for the street stocks for the Sunday Cup League.
Yeah, that's for sure. This track always puts on a good show, no matter what car you put on the track. So I'm sure these guys are going to put on one hell of a show tonight, especially being the finale.
Yeah, I'm certainly looking forward to a great finish here. Let's talk about the track length. It's just under a half mile. The temperature on track is 86 degrees. Go figure, it's in Pensacola, Florida. The altitude is only 88 feet above sea level. It's actually higher than I expected when I was reading this a few moments prior to getting here on the track. But in just a few moments, we're going to be rolling. So let's go ahead and start talking about the grid. So starting row number 1 is going to be Kyle Campbell. On the outside of him, you have Carson. I don't know how to pronounce his name. Koppel? Row number 2 is Justin Lewis and Barrett Flo. Those are names I understand. Row 3, Matt Mingo, Brendan Cornoyer. Row number 4 is Marston and Caleb Leonard. Joshua Terrett Hill starts 9th with Chad Jones starting 10th. 11th is going to be Todd Merkel. Jason Crumley will be starting this race in 12th. A little bit further finishing out the field, you have Blake Sutphin. He is going to be rounding out the field. I'm showing Josh Flynn, and I believe he is going to be our race control. I think they're doing like a little bit of pre-race ceremonies right now, Clinton, and then I assume they'll be rolling, and we'll be getting ready to go for 30 laps.
Yeah, I'm sure these guys are just trying to concentrate and figure out what strategy they're going to play. Are they going to try to go early? Are they going to try to save something? What's the game tonight?
I guess you don't really have much of an option to save with only 30 laps. I mean, you could correct me if I'm wrong. I don't have a lot of experience driving in these cars or driving, period, as of late. But I figured there's not a lot of time, and it's just going to be all go. And I think we're going to see a lot of the same thing after this event when we key up and get ready to do the same track, different race car shortly after the conclusion of this one. Alright, so still waiting to see if the drivers are going to be pacing here in just a couple moments. Take a moment to look at some of these paint schemes. At 21, you see it's a Bass Pro scheme. Looks like cars are now rolling, waiting to see... Nope, not rolling. He's getting ahead of himself right there. Formation lap. Alright, cars are rolling. I think we're going to have 2 laps around here before we start going. Maybe not. I'm still showing pace lights are off. So, Clinton, that means it's go time.
All right, time to go.
Look at that number 03 machine. It's got someone's smile on the face. I wonder if that's the driver of that machine. And is that a Tinder car?
Oh, Lord.
Behind it? Justin Lewis?
Is it? Yep,
it is. It sure is. So we're not going just yet. Still working on formation here. I think we're going to go the next time. We're going to keep an eye on it, but starting 4, that's our third, excuse me, is Justin Lewis running the Tinder machine. Wonder if he's going to get any likes for this race. I know Justin and how competitive he is, so I would expect it. Alright, looks like we're going to be going in just a moment.
They're letting anticipation build tonight.
Yeah, I'm surprised. This wasn't passed to me as far as how many formation laps we were going to have. Well, folks, anyway, so I'm here tonight filling in for Dave Regal. Dave Regal has a family and work Christmas event going on tonight. He asked me earlier to fill in for him. I'm glad to be here. I've had a lot of fun calling the Sunday Cup League in the past, and now it's time to get going. And as Tony Trapasso would say, wipe the visor, cinch the belts tight, because, ladies and gentlemen, here we are going racing into turn number 1. Justin Lewis has already moved up to second. Tinder Car has not taken anything for granted. Kyle Campbell's out front, beating and banging, already back here around 4th.
Yeah, Quapple dropped back all the way back to 3rd place, but looks like he's settled in now.
I think restarts, or the start of this race, is extremely important, and once you lose some spots, I think it's going to be rather difficult, as you see Justin Lewis trying to kind of creep in, rolls the corner, right behind Kyle Campbell, looks to the inside right now, down the front stretch into turn number 1. He's going to complete the pass handsomely, without problem, handsomely, of course, with that machine. A little further back here, I got a 3-way battle with Caleb Clenard, Brendan in the number 55, Cornoyer, and Joshua Tarrant Hill. Right there, it's the number 8 cars in 7th, with 2 cars side by side in 8th and 9th. And we got a spinner. That's Joshua Tarrant Hill. Joshua Tarrant Hill goes around. No caution. We're still running. Justin Lewis is already taken off for a half-second lead. We've only been running this race for 1 minute and 25 seconds, and we're already on lap 5.
Yeah, laps here go off really quickly.
Taking a look at the timing real fast, lap times are running 17.9s. The fastest lap of the race I'm showing a 17.92. That was run by Justin Lewis, but the slowest time of the race was only an 18.19, so only 0.3 of a second from the slowest best lap to the fastest best lap. So not a huge difference as far as this racetrack goes. Our biggest mover is currently Ollie Martin in the number 3 machine. He is up to 4th, up 3 positions. I take that back. It's actually Blake Studfin, rookie this year, up 5 positions in the number 378, currently scored 8th, running lap times very comparable to the leaders. So we're going to see if in the next 18 laps, if he can get up and contend for a podium finish.
Yeah, 5 spots and 7-8 laps. That's really good.
So Clinton, if you were driving, what do you think, and I'm not sure what your experience level is in the street stock cars, how would you be trying to race this track? Would you be kind of taking more of a higher lane, or would you want to be running the bottom? Or we see a lot of these guys, it seems like the best route around the track is not quite the diamond, but inner high, exit low, then of course you on the throttle out to the outside of the wall. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, it seems like if you just kind of get into the corner a little bit higher and kind of just dive down, that's the best way. You get a lot of momentum off the corner that way. Personally, me, I would probably do the same thing, just because running really low close to the apron, you never want to touch it and spin yourself out and be that guy, and I'm usually that guy if I try to be right on it. So I just try to stay a little bit off of it anyways, personally.
Well, let's take a thought of what we just kind of thought about there, and let's go on board now with Blake Sutphin and see how he's running the track from the 8th place position. Wow, he's been in a lot of wheel in it, but I guess that's to be expected with the street stock. It doesn't. It needs a lot of input to really get this thing to turn, but he's turning the wheel nearly 90, almost 90 degrees right there. A handful.
Ooh. Yeah, he's definitely got a handful with that thing.
And he hangs on to it right there. I'm assuming he got on the throttle awfully hard. I couldn't quite hear it because I was talking at the moment. Let's see how he does going into this corner. A little less input that time. Pretty hard on the throttle, keeps it under him. So
Yeah,
all
looks like he's got
go ahead.
So it looks like he's got so much input on a corner exit, it's just wanting to whip the car around. But I would say these things are getting a little tight right now. Oh, did you see a little contact right there?
That contact between Matt Mingo and the number 3 of Ollie Marston. Both drivers hang on to it. Move Matt Mingo up to 4th. Ollie Marston's down to 6th, only up 1 position in the race now. Justin Lewis starting to step out on everybody but Kyle Campbell. Campbell has chased him back down to only 0.3 of a second. That Kyle Campbell number 3 machine's looking very strong as well. And you have to go almost 2 seconds back to number 21 of Carson and that 21 Bass tracker machine until you get to the 3rd place. So
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised he. No, go ahead.
I was going to say, it seems like he kind of recovered quickly. I mean, I guess it was only 1 position that he's gained here. But for a moment, I thought he was going to be in real trouble. In a sense, he kind of is, because he's 2 seconds back with only 12 laps remaining. So the battle for first is going to be between these 2 guys. Who's going to hang on to it the best? Who's got a squirrelier car, and who prefers that loose car over it driving or getting tighter, I suppose, depending who's the most comfortable. We'll find out here in the next 11 laps.
And I can only imagine how nerve-wracking it is to have those teeth in that mouth right in your rearview mirror.
And yeah, I can't only imagine. We'll talk about Intimidator. We have a caution out. It looks like perhaps Blake Sutphin, rookie in this series, has crashed. Trying to see what happened here for the 378. Oh, I don't know if he had help right there or not. I want to mention that timing and scoring shows him as a 378. This looks like his machine is showing the 45. Let's try to see one more time here from a different angle. Does he have help possibly from behind from Chad Jones? I don't think so.
Yeah, it looks like him and the 3 just got really tight off the corner and just made a little contact.
I wish that would have given me a little more time there. Yeah, it looks like him and the 3 kind of doored each other there, and he got the short end of the stick, which means the inside wall. First caution of the night. Justin Lewis is out front, and you know what that means? That means we're going to get another restart. And we already saw the start of the race shuffle the field up quickly. So this is a really strong, a really great opportunity for Kyle Campbell, Carson, Wapple, Matt Mingo, those guys. Then the top, or 2nd to 4th, a really good opportunity to take advantage of this restart to maybe put Justin Lewis behind them.
Yeah, this is going to be an exciting restart for sure. It's going to be interesting to see, you know, on the start of the race, P2 didn't get the greatest start, so maybe the high side doesn't go. It's going to be interesting to see if P2 gets a good start on this one.
I would imagine these drivers have a little more, they got a little better feel for the racetrack, and of course they were practicing, but they weren't racing in practice. And so now that they've had 20 laps to run side by side, we might see a little bit better, maybe a more organized restart, shall I say, because they've gotten some laps racing next to each other. Can't say for certain, but we will see pretty quickly how that's going to pan out for us. Trying to look ahead for the next race here in just a couple moments. It's also going to be a fun one after this race concludes. We're going to take a quick break, start up a new stream, and we will be back with the SCL Cup Series, where they'll be in their late model stock series season finale, and once again they'll also be at 5 Flags. So stick around, keep an eye out on the YouTube. We will have that stream up fairly quickly after the conclusion of this race. Looking forward to the late models. Alright, the pace car's going to come down. Lewis, Campbell, Carson, Matt Mingo, wipe the visor clean. Let's go racing. A little bit of contact right there between Lewis and Campbell. Side by side into turn 1. 10 laps to decide the victor here at 5 Flags. Campbell looking to the outside, still side by side. Here comes Carson, that 21 machine, very aggressive underneath the 03, pushing Justin Lewis.
Yeah, it makes you wonder if whenever he was behind, if he was just taking it easy, so he might have a little bit better tires right now, but maybe not much.
You know, and that's a strategy. If you're 2 seconds behind, you're not going to make it under green. Perhaps something could happen and for a caution and give you a restart opportunity like this. We've got 4 machines as Matt Mingo gets loose behind the top 3, all battling for the win here. And honestly, I would say just about anybody in the top 6 could still win this race, depending how contact and the next few laps work out.
Oh yeah, this is definitely almost anybody's game still.
Yeah, Mingo really aggressive there into the corner, has to kind of back off of it. But 4 cars throw a blanket under him. Lewis is kind of hanging on to it as Carson and Kyle Campbell are battling back and forth. We're going to get a moment to talk to him. I think if he stays in the podium, I would like to clarify the pronunciation of his name. I feel a little rude not being certain how to say it. As we're now single file, Lewis, the 21 of Carson, and the 03 of Kyle Campbell, Matt Mingo, Barrett, Flo, that's your top 5. Currently, as it stands, the race leader is our highest mover. We do have people rooting for Ollie Marston, the number 3 machine, currently scored in 6th. I want to thank you for taking a moment to give him a shout out for this event.
Looks like he's on that 5th spot pretty bad.
I mean, I would as well, so we're going to watch him real quick to see if he's going to have an opportunity to make a move here on Barrett Flo. Looks like he's trying to set him up for the corner. Barrett Flo is going to do an excellent job at locking that position down, and he's trying to set himself up to get around number 12 of Matt Mingo. 3 laps remaining here. He's going to run out of time real quick. Turn our attention back to the front. What is Kyle Campbell going to do? I have seen Justin Lewis lose a race last corner, last lap at North Wilkesboro, a similar-ish track to Five Flags, short track. Of course, this is a better surface. Lewis real loose right there. Same for Kyle Campbell. Is this going to open the door for Carson?
Yeah, I think it's all going to come down to if someone who, he gets loose right there, he's going to have him on his inside now.
Lewis gets loose, like you said. Make that a lead change. Lewis back to 3rd. Kyle Campbell on the point. Race isn't over on the backstretch. 2 cars in the wall.
Quapple definitely wants this one.
And he's looking to the inside of Kyle Campbell. It's going to be Campbell at the line. Carson, Quapple, Justin Lewis is going to be your top 3. Matt Mingo comes home 4th. Barrett Flo 5th. And we talked about Ollie Marston, and I'm not sure what happened. He finished a little further back than I think he would have been happy with. I'm going to try to see what caused him to fall back on this white flag. So white flag's in the air following Ollie Marston, the number 3. See what could have possibly occurred to him. He just gets super loose right there, tries to hang on to it. He does. And there it is. It's going to be single car spin and then help from Chad Jones in the 75, collecting multiple drivers, Joshua Terrett Hill, and as well as the number 2 of Todd Merkel.
That looked like he was just trying to avoid the guy in front of him, just hit the brakes a little too hard.
That's really all you can do there. So Kyle Campbell is going to be your winner here for the Street Stock Series here at Five Flags. We're going to take a couple moments and try to bring these drivers in real quick. It's like Justin Lewis is already in the waiting room. So we're going to bring Justin Lewis in, and I will be with him. Now, joining the booth is Justin Lewis. Justin, you're on with Jonathan Leach, Clinton Woodby. And Justin, this is awfully reminiscent of a North Wilkesboro race that I called, where in that situation it was kind of a last lap, last corner, bump and run. And here it was kind of last lap pass, and it gets away from you. What do you think you could have done differently, or is it just hard driving out there?
You know, I burn up a little tire trying to get to the front there. Carson and Kyle are pretty good buddies, so they kind of know how each other race. And They've been here the past 2 weeks, which has kind of stolen my thunder. Since you've been away, man, with the broadcasts, I've actually won races on Tuesday nights. I've dominated. So, we got the points championship tonight. We're going to go in the late models, and I basically think starting that race, as long as we don't have any major fallouts, we're going to win that championship as well, I believe. So 2 for 2, or 2 for 3 so far this week. We got had a horrible race last night, and dropped me from battling for the championship to fourth in the Cup standings on Monday night. But no, I just burned up too much tire. I was hoping we get a caution about 15 with how hard I pushed early to get to the lead. I didn't get it. I made it to 20, but I was hoping for single file restarts, and then with them basically breathing down my neck there, I had to basically try to block because I couldn't do much to hold them off. I couldn't get into 1 and 2 anymore. I couldn't get into 1, I couldn't get off 2, and then 3 and 4 I could roll through fairly decent, but then the one time I did it coming to the white, I had a wiggle, and instead of taking us all out, I was like, I'll just give them the bottom. It's not a big deal. So ultimately, we did what we needed to do. We ran top 3 again. We got ourselves a championship for the street stock, so we're at least for sure 1, and hopefully we'll be back for 2 unless something seriously catastrophic happens here in about 20 minutes.
Well, look forward to watching the next show here in a couple minutes. I guess congratulations. P3 is not your favorite, but since you've been competitive while I've been away. So I'm sure we might be talking about you at the very least here shortly, and we'll see you soon.
Hopefully we'll see you in a bit here, boys.
All right, we're going to take just a couple moments, talk to the other 2 drivers, and then we will be bringing them up into the booth.
All right, coming into the booth now is Carson Quapple to tell us how he finished today.
Yeah, finished second there. I thought we had a pretty good run going the whole time. Just was trying to save tires, sitting in third and stuff like that. But there at the end, I knew me and the O3 car, if we were going to run side by side, we weren't never going to get by Justin there. So kind of just fell in line, let him get under me, and let him get by. And hopefully, I was hoping he'd get by about a lap sooner so we could battle it out. But just got hooked together down the backstretch and couldn't get a good enough run, but it was a good race and it was fun.
Do you think you were going to use the bumper if you had a little bit more time? Did you plan on it?
I thought I'd probably save tires a little bit more than the O3 and especially Justin. I was thinking I didn't probably have to. I thought I'd be able to make a run, and if there was a little more time, I probably would have done it a little bit different. But it was kind of I came off 2, and I finally was able to peek inside. But good run overall. Me and the O3 have had pretty good runs with these guys recently, jumping in the races. So it's been good.
All right, Carson, we appreciate it coming home with a P2 tonight.
Yeah, thank you.
Should we expect to see you next race?
When is next race?
I'm
I
talking
have
about
no
the
clue.
one in like 20 minutes.
Oh yeah, I'm in it right now.
Awesome, cool. Well, we'll be talking to you then. Is there anyone you want to mention just in case we're not talking to you at the end of the next one?
I mean, I know some of these guys in this race, but I work with Josh Hill, so he kind of got me into this group. So thanks to him, and thanks to all the guys that helped him put this on.
All right, well spoken. We'll be talking about you soon, I'm sure.
Thanks.
All right, just a moment. We're going to bring our winner in with us. Joining Clinton and I in the booth now here at the virtual Five Flags Motor Speedway. As you can see, our screen has now gone black. That is because the server has closed in preparation for the late model race that is about to start in a couple moments. Kyle, congratulations winning the race on the last lap. Did it happen how you planned it?
No, I didn't want to go as hard as he did in the beginning of the race, so I kind of let him get out to 7/10 or whatever, and I was doing my job, reeling him back in, and then the caution came out right as I was getting ready to make my move, so I would have liked to have the lead on the restart. As you saw, I fell back to third with Carson on my inside. He tried to make it 3 wide, and I think racing was really good. I hope it was exciting for you guys.
I thought it was awfully exciting. I wish I had some more details as far as how the event was going to go through, but because I was filling in, I was sort of guessing, but I really did like the last couple laps, back and forth, or really the last 10. The restart made things very exciting. It was fun to watch, and it kind of reminded me what I miss when I don't call these races. So it was a good time. Once again, congratulations, and will we be seeing you in the late model race as well?
Yeah, I'll be in the late model race. I've won the last 2 weeks at IRP and Concord, so I'm trying to go 3 for 3 on the last 3 weeks. So wish me luck on that one, and gonna have some fun.
All right, and on the off chance we don't talk to you, we only talk about you, is there anyone you'd like to mention or thank?
I'd like to thank Phil Swift and Flex Seal on my street stock win. They helped out a bunch. They got the face and name on the car, so that was fun. I'd like to thank Josh Slim for inviting me to race every week, and thank you to the boys for racing me clean and making some good racing.
All right, well, I'm sure we'll be seeing you in just a few minutes. Congratulations on the win.
Thank you.
All right, Clinton, we got to wrap this one up in a hurry because we got to get ready for the next one. I'm going to try to put the race results on screen. Unfortunately, I don't know if it's going to allow me to show them. I don't believe it is. All right, unfortunately, it will not. So we're going to go through the list. Kyle Campbell's our race winner. Carson Quapple, P2. Third place belongs to Justin Lewis. Matt Mingo finishes 4th. Barrett Flo loses 1 position from his start, finishing 5th. Caleb Clinard finishes 6th. 7th belongs to Brendan Cornoyer. 8th is Blake Sutphin. 9th is Todd Merkel. Ollie Marston, last lap spin, moves him back to 10th. Jason Crumley is 11th. Chad Jones gets collected, as was Joshua Terrett Hill, finishing 12th and 13th. Folks, we'll be right back with you. Looking forward to more action from Five Flags. Once again, my name's Jonathan Leach. Clinton Woodby was my partner in the booth. We'll see you soon.